Okay, our final topic is Hollywood's growing losing streak with its fantasy film franchises. Talking about X-Men, Alice in Wonderland, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 opened this past weekend. The reviews were mixed at best, but mostly poor, and they all underachieved at the box office. Emily, these are some of the most loved, most recognizable characters and mythologies of our time. Why aren't they connecting with audiences right now?
It's so boring. Like, we know these stories so well. And I feel like at this point, all the franchise reboots, it used to be that you would reboot a franchise to get in touch with a different generation. So, like, dads could take their kids to the movies and be like, when I was your age, I loved this superhero. And now I pass the torch to you. And I feel like now they're just literally aiming it at dad-aged people anyway.
Totally.
Like, there's no
dad
longer...
rock movies.
Yeah, it's totally dad rock movies.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we opening up? What are we doing that's different? How are we providing, like, pleasing twists? We aren't. Like, that cow is dry. Please stop milking it.
Rachel, when do you think the winning streak for Hollywood with sequels started to falter?
I think the beginning of the end, I hate to say it. Probably the original Star Wars, but then certainly the prequel Star Wars,
gosh.
which, those were three huge movies that never needed to be made, right? Yeah. I mean, you sort of saw the beginning of the greed happening with like Jaws, which was arguably the first, summer big blockbuster, and then there was a Jaws 2 and a Jaws 3D, and on it goes. But I think it was the kind of the template was set, I think, around the original Star Wars reboot, that prequel, and then the 80s as well, sort of with a lot of unnecessary sequels and comedies. So Weekend at Bernie's 2, Teen Wolf 2,
not essential. Steven,
not essential viewing.
Steven, is this failure to connect with audiences? Is it just a North American thing, or is it more global?
Well, no. I mean, I think part of the problem with these films is that because they're chasing $1 billion, like that's the goal, they have to resonate everywhere. They have to resonate in China. They have to resonate in Brazil. They have to resonate in London. They have to resonate in New York. I mean, they're making products for such a broad audience that ultimately it becomes for no audience, right? And I think that's why, when we do this show and we go and see these movies, it's always the movies we dread seeing, right? It's like, oh my God, they make us go and see Apocalypse. Like, okay, I mean, it's my job. I'll go and see it. But like when you see a television show, even the bad ones, even the ones that are like not great, there's something interesting, or there's some little quirky performance. Here, I mean, X-Men Apocalypse. You got Oscar Isaac. You've got super talented, one of the great actors of his generation. Doing nothing. May as well be a CGI face.
Well, what's interesting though is TV has gotten so good and has had to sort of master the long form storytelling. Over a long period of time. And in a way, these franchises are trying to do the same thing, but they do it so poorly. Like, I actually just saw X-Men Apocalypse with my kid, and I had to keep turning to him and saying, so where are we now in the continuum? I don't remember. They are not setting me up to remind me of who's connected to who. They want to build these long stories that take place over many years, but are not very good at keeping the momentum and keeping the storytelling going.
I only have 2 minutes left here, but I want to close off with a lightning round. Sequels that don't suck.
Oh well,
I'll start with you, Steven.
Godfather 2. Does that kind of do that one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's not like a fantasy
Okay,
movie.
Spider-Man 2 was great.
Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, of the first, not the reboot, the previous one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It qualifies. Emily's our judge as well.
This is probably a little bit controversial, but I really liked Avengers: Age of Ultron a lot.
Okay.
I really did like it. I like big movies.
Aliens was really, really good. Okay. The Empire Strikes Back, you guys.
That's from a different age, I feel.
Let's go to our judges.
And the Dark
I'll
Knight.
accept.
The Dark Knight
was really good.
That
was good.
That's the winner.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, great having you guys here.